Welcome to the It Podcast. As you all know by now, the It Podcast is powered by Monterex. Make sure you head over to monterex.com and take advantage of the 15% off they offer if you type in Legit at checkout. Monterex have been the main sponsor of the podcast for a while now, and their gear is a belter. So head over to the website now and take full advantage of the Legit promo code. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the It Sportcast. It's me, Andy Grant.
It's me, Jordan Neal.
Massive thanks again. Monterex, Ver and Health Kick Kitchen.
You always struggle with Health Kick Kitchen.
Health Kick Kitchen, I know. Just let that pick up then. Sorted us for Scran. Happy days. Monterex, as you know, 15% off, and Ver Legit 20 for 15% off. All the links are in the bio. Go and support the sponsors. You also get actually 10% off the Health Kick Kitchen, don't you?
Yeah. What's cheeky like the
Legit 10, is it?
Yeah. Found out that was Willow. You know Willow.
Was it Willow?
For the 10% discount.
Yeah, you go Willow.
It's hot, man.
So yeah, go and get your Scran to belter Scran. As soon as we finish recording, I'm going to dig into mine.
Oh, it is. Top draw.
Belter. Yeah, happy Friday, everyone. Loads to talk about here, George.
I know. You know, we said last week, we were like, oh, sport feels like it's back after January. Didn't we?
Fucking where do you want my sports I want to touch on? We've got F1, bit of tennis, bit of esports, bit of Russian skating, boxing, UFC, and football. Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Should we start negative or positive?
That's quite a lot of negative, to be honest.
Negatives floating around in it.
Mate, footballers just aren't painting themselves in a great light lately, to be honest.
I think that's been going on for about 40 years, but
probably, yeah.
Mate.
Where do you stand on the Zuma thing? Let's just get it. I was going to say, cat out the bag.
Let's put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Let's talk about Zuma.
Right. This is where I stand with it. It's wrong. You shouldn't kick cats. Not cats that you own in front of your own kids. Particularly. But the reaction's just overboard for me.
You don't think he should go to prison then, no?
No, not for 4 years, no.
Apparently France is saying that any French citizen can go to jail for up to 4 years.
Yeah, but look, there's a balance between animal cruelty being wrong. Any decent human being understands and respects that, right? What he's done is wrong. But there's now like a witch hunt to like kick him out of footy, put him in jail, don't play him, don't drop all this stuff. And, you know, is it warranted? Maybe so. But if that's warranted, then you have to do it for everything. And you don't do it for everything. So...
Yeah, first and foremost, like, you know, obviously it's me and you. We are going to make a little bit of a joke of it in the sense of, you know, the uproar. But yeah, now we've both got animals. We love animals. Fucking, I'm not the biggest cat fan in the world, but would I ever fucking harm any animal? Of course not. It's fucking wrong. Anyone who does that's a scumbag. But I do agree, the outpouring has been mad. But
if he's a scumbag, no, like, that's him as a person and he wants it, then that's fine. But he should be sanctioned in the way that it's treated with other people. You don't see people, like, obviously there's extreme cases where you do end up leading to jail time or whatever, but he should have to do, you know, I think we spoke a bit off camera, you know, go and educate himself a little bit more. I definitely don't be allowed to, you know, own any more animals.
Well, yeah, they've took the cats off and that's the first step. Yeah. Well done. Maybe get him to do his community service in the RSPCA or something.
Or not.
Or a cat sanctuary maybe, but just make sure he's always being watched when he's in there.
Christmas for him, that.
I mean, he's a weirdo.
He is a weirdo.
If anyone's slapping it, in front of your kids as well.
That's the problem, yeah. It's a bad example.
In front of your kids. But I think then what was opened the bigger kind of can of worms on it was Chris Kirkland, of all people.
Oh, yeah, he was marching down there, wasn't he?
Someone who kind of comes out and speaks about mental health and feeling low and all that, just comes out the woodwork and offers him out.
We'll smash it to bits.
And then quickly deletes it, because I think when he realises Kate's room would absolutely kill him.
There's someone next to him and, are you sure he's massive him?
He's big, you know. So anyway, yeah, Chris Kirkland tweeted, next time I see you, I'm going to basically fill you in, and then deleted it. And then he gets on a phone in and basically says it's worse than racism. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
But then he's come out and said what he meant was it's because animals can't defend themselves. But
and he has a point. They can't defend themselves, and they need people to defend them.
I know that, but the second you start comparing it to racism,
exactly. Lad. But if you wanted to compare it to racism, then let's have this energy now for every racism case, and then I'm all for it.
Antonio has come out, hasn't he? And he said, you know, he's just addressed the reporter and said, yeah, I think it's wrong, but where was this uproar with the racism? And I know there has been uproar for certain instances. My point is, when Suarez basically called Patrice Evra a small little black man, or whatever it translates to, Was Chris Kirkland going on Twitter offering Suarez out?
Liverpool wearing shirts saying justice for Suarez.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like that is like West Ham wearing justice for Zuma tops.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's been fined £250,000, which I think is the most fine, more than any ever racism fine. Adidas have dropped him.
Yeah.
Whereas when Suarez done it, Adidas stuck with Suarez.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What kind of...
It's case by case, isn't it? It's how popular they are. But look, if you're now realising that Kurt Zuma might not be the nicest person in the world, then, you know, you probably were not reading the full story anyway, because a lot of these footballers nowadays, and I don't care if this is a general sort of statement, they're not great people. They might be great at football, but, you know, they're showing us on a week-by-week basis that they're not great people, majority of them. So, like, the problem is when you sort of, not defend them, but when you come out and say, hang on, this is a bit over the top, this, people automatically go, oh, you condone. So you condone animals getting filled in? No, you don't, do you?
No.
But there's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah, and there's got to be like, it just becomes this witch hunt, doesn't it? It's like, oh my God, take his cat off him, fine him, drop his sponsors, kick him out the team, jail him. Hang on.
And then hashtag be kind.
Everyone's a person.
All we're asking for is consistent energy for me.
Yeah.
You know, and if everything that's bad that happens in football, whether that be ticket prices, racism, sexism, women not being paid enough, you know, there's even an argument about the women's maternity pay, which is a whole different sort of podcast. But let's keep this energy across all of that then, and the kneeling and stuff like that. Let's keep all this energy.
I think it was unfair on Moyes. He was put in a situation where, for me, I think he was right to play him. I mean, the club are dealing with him, the club have fined him, sponsors have dropped him, the police are looking into it. All that's going on behind the scenes. He is paid to win football matches, and he won the football match by playing his best player.
If you drop players for the stuff that we didn't hear about, that we don't hear about, that get settled.
That's the other thing, mate.
Yeah, if he kept dropping players for every time they stepped out of line in their personal lives, West Ham would just be like, just be Declan Rice against the rest of them.
He seems like a nice guy. Can't see him getting dropped.
He's Declan Rice?
Yeah.
I know, I've said this to you and I got him wrong, mate.
He seems like a nice fella. But so yeah, to draw the line in the sand, Zuma's a bell end.
Yeah.
You know, animals are boss. He should never be harming any animal. Does he deserve to go to prison? No. Did he deserve a £250,000 fine when racism fines aren't as heavy? No.
John Terry, you get like half a game ban or something.
It's fucking mad. Massive overreaction, in my opinion. Get him in the cat sanctuary, telling you now. Get him doing some community hours. Just make sure he's being...
Let's move on.
That's okay.
We're on the edge of making an ill joke.
We'll make a jump. You said then, which I did agree with, footballers not painting themselves in a bad light, and it happens all the time. This is me now being a bit negative and a bit sinister. I seen a article that said Sadio Mane, after he recovered from his concussion, was in the same hospital as a kid who was had a bad accident, and he just paid for the treatment. Which you think, wow, fucking hell, like Mane can't do any wrong, can he? He's flying fans over, he's paying for treatment. I was like, wow. So I read the article, and he paid 400,000, you know, Senegalese pound, whatever it is. You think, fuck, what a man. It's 500 quid. I'm not saying it's not a good gesture. I'm not saying it's not a good gesture, but it's like, oh my God, wow. 400,000, you know, Senegalese, but wow. It was like 495 quid or something.
The gesture is fantastic.
The gesture's amazing.
But it doesn't deserve the plaudits.
It's 500 quid, like, you know what I mean?
Has your money in the hospital? I've got it. Don't worry about it.
So honestly, you got the last, don't worry, I'll sort this one. It's 500 quid. He's on fucking 200 grand a week.
No one have realised.
But still, man, still a lovely gesture though, lad.
Yeah. Good luck.
That's just the cynic in me now. But football have made me that way where you just think they're all horrible. When they do something nice, you just think, I even have a
can't be this good. Do you know, realise, listen back to this show, how much time we spend just laughing down these mics. I can't stop.
Sorry.
So, sorry, but...
Wait till you listen to the Patreon then, fucking hell.
Oh my God. Like this week's.
That was funny.
Did you dig, just sorry to go off board, did you dig on Paul McCartney's conspiracy yet?
Yeah, I'm a bit more into it now, like, a little bit more into it.
If you want to hear more about a serious Paul McCartney conspiracy, go and join Patreon, but back to the sport.
So yeah, mate, again, sorry to not actually talk about sport, but Mark Overmars, you see that story?
Sliding into the DMs?
Sliding into everyone's DMs, apparently.
Like the kitchen staff and that?
But he, wouldn't surprise me, mate, everyone he's just being a little pest, just basically just firing into everyone in the...
Seedy fellas will always exist. Whether they're good at footy or not, they'll always exist.
But he's been their best director of football for years. And the gutter that he's had to go at. Edwin van der Sar, obviously, he's been mates with him, teammates with him and all kinds. And he's just said he's disgusted with his behaviour, but he's got to go. Mm-hmm. But and then Overmars has asked for, some time. Because obviously, funny old thing, his personal life is up Shit's Creek now.
Oh yeah, it usually happens that. When you're getting after it.
Yeah. Things start to fall apart when you're a little seedy bastard. But
yeah, Mark Overmars just one of many, isn't he? And
I just thought that was a bit of a mad one.
Trying to sit in my head, who will we be sitting here talking about next week in the world of football?
Oh yeah, who's fucked up?
She'll make some outlandish predictions, shouldn't he?
That was quite interesting to see that.
So we talked about footy. How long have we been on? We spoke about footy for about 10 minutes and we haven't mentioned the actual game yet.
I know. And before we do those, a couple more things. Mike Ashley's back at it.
Derby.
Wants to buy Derby. If you're a Derby fan, you're happy with that news or not?
Happy, yeah, because he's proven that he will go into clubs and invest to a certain degree.
Initially he did, didn't he, in Newcastle, I think.
Is it one of them cases where you're accepting an amazing short term for potentially some real big problems 5-6 years down the line? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
But what position are they in to be curling people away? Or
beggars can't be choosers, can they?
But Wayne Rooney, by the way.
Yeah. Job that he's doing. Another 3 points.
Out today, isn't it?
Yeah.
When this goes out, I can't wait to watch that. But what he's doing there...
Another big 3 points, mate. I think they might get out of it,
If they stay up, I'm telling you, that goes to the top of all the crazy stories we talk about in this country, the United...
Leicester winning the league and stuff.
Liverpool, Istanbul, all that stuff, it is on that list.
I kind of was a bit wrong, and a few people correctly did point out to me. I basically, I didn't say it wasn't, but I just asked, how big of achievement is this? And people put me in my place and said, yeah, look, he's the job he's done with the players and stuff, then yeah, he's...
churning out results, mate.
Unbelievable. I think, though, not to jump ahead of myself here, but I think it's a little bit like with the... you see with Villa, and players want to play for Gerrard. Do you know, like Coutinho would never have had, would never have came to Villa if it wasn't for Gerrard. No. I think players are playing for Rooney. You got to remember, they're looking up to Rooney, thinking, I used to look up to you when I was a kid. You know what I mean? When I was going through an academy, I was looking up to you, and now you're my manager.
It's definitely that impressionable thing, isn't it?
100%.
Training, like fucking Rooney this or it's Gerrard this. Coutinho, by the way,
just
sharp.
Unbelievable, wasn't he, on a Wednesday?
Oh yeah, Wednesday.
To stick on Rooney for a second, he's fucked himself there, though, hasn't he? Again, unbelievable footballer, not the brightest.
No. Did you see the context of the interview though?
Yeah, but did you know that Roy Keane done an interview years later in his autobiography saying that he went out to injure Alf-Inge Haaland, and the FA fined him 150 grand all these years later for admitting that he went out to injure him.
I know he is going to get something 100%.
100% he is.
It was like,
lad, he changed the studs in his boots that hurt John Terry.
No, it wasn't that.
He fucking did.
He said these were better than us, so he changed his studs to obviously hurt another person, but it weren't like they painted it out like he was like, right, I'm going out, John Terry's getting it. All
right, he didn't say John Terry, but he said one of them are getting it.
I know, but stuff like that does happen though.
Yeah. I'm just saying he's fucked himself though for admitting it.
Yeah, he has. But I fucking hate that because it was an interview where
he weren't laughing and joking.
No, it was a retrospective interview though, wasn't it? Of like his career and sort of it was around this documentary and stuff like that where he's been really open and honest, and it's proper refreshing to see.
Oh yeah.
And then he's honest and he says it, and it wasn't like he was saying, yeah, and I'm fucking made up, I smashed John Terry. I hope he still got the scar, the scumbag. He wasn't saying stuff like that. He was like, I did this.
I know, but he was a little bit like, and then I sent him me top afterwards saying, can I have my studs back?
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
So do I, but I'm just saying.
Like Burnley FC.
He's fucked himself, though.
He has.
He'll get a big fine.
Yeah, he's not the cleverest, we know that.
But, I'm sorry, so sticking on football, a few little mad stories before we actually talk about sport. Going back, we missed one there, going back to the racism we mentioned before, Graham Ricks, he's one of the Chelsea backroom staff who are currently under investigation. It turns out he's been racist for a while and the FA kept it quiet for a couple of years.
Fucking shocked me.
fucking make it out what you will. Yeah. And the last thing I will say...
I can't even get in on that because it's just sad.
Oh, it's just
horribleness.
Horrible, I know. It's just jobs for the boys. If that Graham Rix has been in the game a long time and he's been racist for a while, you know, he's under investigation for Chelsea. The FA have known about it, kept it quiet. It's just a kick in the face for all the kneeling that they're doing before the games.
You hit, like, and back in them, I know you say back in them days, but it was only 10, 12 years ago. I was in dressing rooms myself. You heard, you know, some mad stuff going on, it's got said and stuff like that. It's a different world we live in now. Of course it is, but yeah, I mean, the fact that they've like just put this one under the carpet.
Can you imagine being in that Chelsea squad and you see the racism that's going on, and then on Saturday afternoon you're having to, you know, bend down onto your knee. Oh, yeah, we're all supporting it. And you know what's going on a Monday to Friday. It's a farce.
Sort of why I'm quite happy. Is it the F1 that are saying it's going to be? It's not going to be gestured. It's going to be
more action.
That's all we want, isn't it? Bit of action, not so much everyone talking about what they're going to do.
Mate, the last couple of things on footy I will say is a bit of a fucking... I hate all this kind of talk, but Ronaldo became the most... He's got 400 million followers on Instagram. Most, like, in the world, behind the Instagram account itself. You think, fucking hell...
Do people follow Instagram on Instagram?
Apparently so, yeah. Apparently so. But what makes it a bit of a mockery at the list, you think Ronaldo's on there, I think LeBron might be on there, you know, all them. And then there's 3 Kardashians on it.
Oh,
and you think, it's fucking, like, that's just the way the fucking world is, you know, all famous because one of them's on a fucking porno. In my eyes, anyway.
No, she took the fucking hit, didn't she? Quite literally.
She took the hit.
For everyone.
She took a few hits, I've seen
For everyone. I've seen it. CD, man.
Anyway, that's enough of the, like, thingy sport. Do you want to actually talk about what happens on the pitch? It was FA Cup weekend.
Well, it was double weekend, wasn't it? Everton bounced back against Brentford and Lacty looked really good. Good to see some positivity. Go to Newcastle, put in exactly the same performance they put in under Benitez, which is a bit of an enigma.
I went fishing and caught Tony Scott straight away.
Yeah, seen that.
I just put maybe it wasn't the Spanish waiter's fault. And
Look
then
he
just come back with a screenshot straight away.
We got a bit of stick last week, didn't we, say about our thoughts on Everton? But
I don't think people that listen to the show, they listen to that 1 minute clip.
And I think we're quite...
I don't think anyone come back with an actual argument against us, though. We were making the point was...
Someone's argument was, how did you two get there?
Yeah. Drove down here this morning, lad.
I still don't know, mate.
All I said was I don't understand how Ferguson's still there. I don't know anyone who's come back with a valid argument of why he is still there.
To be honest, the clip we put out was part of the question, was part of the episode. But just before that, we were being really positive. You've been positive about the Lampard thing for weeks.
I know.
But hopefully people start to listen to the show because we want, although we are both out there as Liverpool fans, it's important we give Everton the coverage it deserves and be positive or negative depending on performance. And rightly so, they were very good against Brentford, very bad against Newcastle, very, very bad against Newcastle. And now this game against Leeds, they come out against Villa, didn't they? And, got a result, one of the best games we've ever watched.
Yeah.
That against Everton now is huge.
I think the problem is with Everton, you can take getting beat, that's fine, but they're getting beat against teams that are in and around the same struggle that they're in. Do you know what I mean? They've been beat by Watford, Norwich and now Newcastle. They're the teams who are going to be fighting against them. Yeah.
What was that thing? They've won 1 league game in 6 months.
In 6 months. How? You can't even comprehend it.
Scary, that.
Honestly, I've said it for weeks now. I think they're going to go down, and if they don't, they'll finish 17th.
I was very, very... I said they were good enough to get out of it, didn't I? And I genuinely believed it, but I'm worried now.
I think Newcastle with the investments of... I told you Trippier was good.
No, 1 goal doesn't make him this fucking world-class right-back.
I said he's a really good player, and you knocked him.
He's
anyway.
Average at best. And the Wall's fault, that free kick.
He's better than average anyway.
No, he's not.
He is.
Where does he rank? So there's 20 right-backs in the league. Where does he rank?
Top 7.
No way.
Trent, James,
yeah,
Wan-Bissaka. I'd say he's better than him.
But yeah, let me get the league up. I'm not having this.
There's 3 that are better than him.
Who plays right back for Man City? Kyle Walker, better.
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, better. Cesar Azpilicueta, who plays for Chelsea, better. West Ham's Fornals, is it? Better. Yeah, he is.
Go on.
Who plays right back for United?
Wan-Bissaka. I'd say Wan-Bissaka.
No, do you know what? I'd probably put Trippier ahead. Tommy Arce, who plays for Arsenal, better. right back for Tottenham.
See, they can't be that good.
Matt Doherty, not better. Wolves, not better.
All right, you're not a Trippier fan. We get it. I think he's good. And he was a good signing for Newcastle.
No, he's all right. Okay, signing.
And the problem is for Everton is that, they, like you say, they're not getting results against the people that are in and around that same struggle with them. And if they don't beat Leeds at home this weekend, fuck me. Mate, even Norwich gained a point.
That's what I mean. People are gaining points.
Burnley gained a point.
I think they put 3 back-to-back draws in, haven't they? And they've got like 3 games in hand, is it?
And in the fact where they've got only 3 draws, Everton have been beat 3 times.
Yeah, Burnley have got 1 game in hand on Everton, 2 on Watford and Newcastle, and 3 on Norwich. And they're within touching distance. And Burnley have proven, I know, like I've got this weird affinity, but they've proven they can get out of these situations before. They, you know, the 3 draws they've got probably was, you know, against the run of play, you know, in a grander scheme, but they can get results, Burnley, in games they shouldn't.
Did you see St. Maxim's tweet? Ah, brilliant.
He was on fire.
He must save, though, any shit that he gets on Twitter. He must save it.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know who he reminds me of? Mane, when Mane was at Southampton. Like, he's got the rawness of like a really top player. Obviously not really got the consistency yet. But when he's on it like he was that night, I mean, he's as good as anyone in the league, one-on-one.
Yeah.
He's fucking frightening.
Yeah, no, it was scary times there for the Blues.
But yeah, that's the game of the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It was good that Bournemouth in the FA Cup got. And you know what? Obviously, you'd expect Everton to obviously put Bournemouth out and stop that FA Cup dream. But if you're Bournemouth, you're thinking, is there any better time to play Everton?
And it's a dream tie, innit, for them? Like,
up to good
pressure. They might, you know, if Everton do it in a bad thing, they might put a weaker side out. You know, you might have a. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure Frank won't, but I mean, if the league situation gets a bit more desperate between now and then, you know, you've got a shot.
I worked out last night. If you take, they've played, I think 21 games, is it, and got 19 points, is it, or 9? I don't know, but I worked out on average how many points they're getting per game.
19 points, yeah.
I think it was something like, on my calculator I worked out, it was something like 1.1 points they're getting per game on average up to now. And if you apply those same points on average for the rest of the games, I think they're going to finish up on 38 points, which I don't think is enough to keep you up, is it? It's like...
It's on the edge, isn't it? It's just, it's the run of games that scare me. But, you know, historically, Everton have not struggled to get results in the big games where they're not expected to, have they? Do you know what I mean? They will beat people at home and stuff like that.
The only game they've won is Arsenal.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, and Arsenal come there in a great run of form as well.
But yeah, hopefully that's, you know, some confidence Everton can take. You know, Arsenal went there and were expected to win, and, you know, they found the result. So hopefully, you know, I think 3 or 4 wins between now and like over the next sort of like month or 2, you know, you've got a chance, haven't you? But it's where they come from.
No, I know.
But there's some narrative heading into the last bit of the season, like. Yeah,
City marched on, comfortable winners. Okay, well, you say comfortable. It was 2-0, but I'm not saying Burnley, you know, deserved anything from the game. But
Brentford.
Brentford. There's only 2 mistakes though, that really penalty and then a poor back pass.
They just seem to do it all the time, though.
So robotic.
It's not even good to watch. They're just a well-oiled machine. But yeah, I think that, you know, for me, I've said it for a while. I know we got 2 games in hand, but the league's there, so.
I don't agree with you just yet on that, but
I love it. I love optimism. I'm just trying to be real. What are we? It's 12 off, 2 games in hand. Still got to play him.
We went out 2 games and it's 6. Got to play them again, beat them. There's
I know
3.
But we're not going unbeaten from now to the end of the season.
Well, speak for yourself.
Liverpool.
I think that's me on footy. And else that you want to pick up on?
No.
The
only other thing that was
first 20 odd minutes on footy. That
we'll do this on another podcast. But did you see Wayne Rooney's article saying he feared his drinking habits could have killed him or someone else? I know that, and obviously it's for a different sort of podcast, which we'll probably touch on once this everyone's had the chance to watch this documentary, because I think he goes in depth in it. But someone to speak like that, quite honest, isn't it? Someone at his level. No, we spoke about him a lot. But
I think that's what we've had with a lot of the guests on the show, haven't we? On Monday's show, it's an escapism. And I think for someone in the limelight with all that pressure, who else can you speak to that knows what you're going through?
No one, yeah, exactly.
And you even imagine, let's say, I don't know if they're good mates or whatever, Gerrard and Rooney. There's only a few people in the city, for example, Scousers, who know what you're going through. Rooney can't talk to Gerrard because Gerrard's his biggest rival.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It's scary, isn't it?
So who else you turn to
I'm just
apart
glad
from the
he's speaking
booze?
about it, because, you know, in a week where we've had at Jacob Ramsey, who's at Villa, looks like one of the brightest prospects coming out of the country for a long time. You know, and although I'm not an England fan, they've got a great generation of players now coming through. I'm just glad someone like Rooney's saying it. Because there's a video this week, isn't he, where Grealish is a bit pissed or whatever coming out that restaurant. So I think him and a few of the players around are a bit pissed or whatever. I'm not saying don't drink, because, you know, if you can enjoy it, then that's great. But I'm glad someone like Rooney's saying it, because maybe the people around them might just go, look, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, he's saying it now. This is your life, fast forward 20 years. Just take note a little bit. And
no, 100%.
I'm glad he's being honest about that.
I think there's so much, you know, room in society for mentors and people to be open and honest and say, look, I've been there, seen it. And I think I've said it before, I'm a big believer in, you don't have to learn from your own mistakes, you can learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Free lessons, aren't they?
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are prepared to give you them. But yeah, I think we'll touch on that again once everyone's had a chance to watch the documentary, because I can't wait for it. But
yeah, same.
Yeah, let's move on to the world of other sports.
Do you want to just jump, only a couple of stories from F1, but your fears were dismissed.
Oh yeah, with Lewis.
As Big Lewis is back. He's come back from...
Caitlyn Jenner broke the news.
Caitlyn Jenner pops up on me Sky Sports talking about F1. Like, what the fuck?
Inclusivity, mate, we're getting F1 in.
I'm not asked whether she's a man or a woman. It's like, what the fuck's she got to do with F1?
She's mates with Lewis, isn't she?
Is she, yeah?
I believe so. In some...
What a weird friendship that is.
I think it's from before. Like when Caitlyn was Bruce.
Right.
This is not me trying to make a joke at all.
You're not allowed to do that, are you? It's called dead naming someone. Ricky Gervais taught me that.
Sorry, Ricky. I just say sorry to people on the show.
It's not even Ricky you need to apologise for. It's Miss Jenner.
Okay, so when Caitlyn Jenner was...
Her former self.
The former self. Yeah.
His former self. I don't know.
Alright, about 10 years ago, when the world looked a little different to Caitlyn, she was mates with Lewis.
It only looked different when she went to the toilet.
Oh, hey, hang on a minute. Shut down.
Anyway.
Time out.
So she announced that, yeah, F1's starting to roll. Lewis has come back from his tax haven. And they're all the Colorado, where they don't pay no tax. And they're all getting ready for a new season.
Releasing the cars, the tests.
Which I can't wait for. Max Verstappen got his gold helmet.
Yeah,
do you see that?
Little prick. Jeez. Lando signed for my team for 4 more years as well.
Seeing that, yeah.
That's good, because he would have had people sniffing around like on the break.
And his last 3 years, I've seen the stats, he's properly improved. Like, I think he went from like 15th to 8th to 6th, I think.
McLaren are right on the edge, aren't they, of, you know, competing again. So with him, probably one of the best drivers on the grid. Young.
I just think, mate, you know, the whole outlook of like, you know, you always going about UFC, like how the content they put out. I think the F1 content is like, obviously the Netflix series Drive to Survive helped, but it's just such a professional look, and it's like, it's got me going already.
Do you know what they've really adopted with that Netflix side? It's like they build narratives now. They let you know. I think sport, personally, although football's the exception because it's so fucking
tribal.
But like the reason, you know, people love UFC, love boxing, love F1 now, stuff. You build narratives with the characters because they are characters. So you start to you feel like you might know Lando Norris. Do you know what I mean? Because he does all these interviews, and so then you're emotionally invested in him as a character. In UFC fighters and boxers, and I think they're doing that brilliantly now. Yeah. And this new season of Drive to Survive is going to be unbelievable.
Can't wait to just see the last episode.
Everyone will just be like that. We've got to get to the last one.
Yeah, so all the testing's getting done, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it this weekend or this coming up?
I think it's over the next few weeks, but yeah,
that's about it.
It's just good to get. It's just one of them sports. I think because of last year, it's going to attract so many new fans this year.
I'm invested because of the Sportcast. When people were saying start talking about F1. Like, I went away.
But that's what we've done, haven't we? With like, obviously the Sportcast started. And people are probably, you know, it was me, you,
boxing, footy,
boxing, and
UFC.
But what are we now? 41 episodes in. We're ever developing. Every sport is getting picked up, mate.
Yeah. One other sport which was in the news. Well, I'm invested, as you know, as viewers will know. Big Novak.
He's been vaxxed, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah. Because apparently.
Well, yeah, the Indian Wells tournament have said you're not coming in unless you got jabbed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's doing...
I don't know whether he has.
Djokovic vaccine, U-turn hint. Yeah, he's hinted at that.
He is defo got a blag passport, mate. Defo.
Yeah, he's been included, and in order to be included on that sort of thing, he would have to been, apparently.
I'm mad that, isn't it?
Novak's bent.
He's had to... But that's... I mean, this is a whole other debate, but he has literally had to go against his own will just to continue his career. which I think's fucked up.
That's the world we live in.
Whether you want to get the vaccine or not, whatever, not asked, don't care. But the fact that he personally, himself,
didn't want it
and has been made to get it is a farce, I think.
Wrong.
Anyway.
It is wrong, but...
So will you be playing then in the Indian Wells tournament?
Be good to see him back.
Oh, yeah. I just like seeing the best going against the best.
Absolutely, mate. I'm with you, 100%.
Peng Shui, have you heard this story?
Pengu?
Peng Shui.
How often have you fucking rehearsed that name?
Shui.
Is it you in the middle?
I'm a bit scared about talking about this story because you don't know, but the Chinese government are involved, aren't they, and stuff. She's the tennis player who went missing for a little bit when she accused a team manager of sexual assault. She done like a tweet about it on like the Chinese Twitter, whatever you call it, and she just went missing for a good few months, and then she reappeared and she was like, no, everything's fine, and everyone's like, where have you been? And she's like, nowhere, just...
What have you been?
And now she's turned around and said that the sexual assault claim she made online was a misunderstanding.
Oh God.
So
very, 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 very dark, that.
I'm not saying nothing else in case the Chinese come for me.
Me watching, mate. I need another cup of tea.
Bit mad that though, innit?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit suspect, a little bit.
Poor Peng Shui.
She went missing.
Oh, she went missing for ages, lad. Ages.
What,
and
like off grid?
Off grid. Gone.
And then what? Just reappeared on Twitter?
Like, no, she's done an interview or something and just said, oh yeah, no, it was a big misunderstanding.
God blimey.
Look into it, it goes well deeper than that.
I've seen it, but I haven't dug into it because I didn't want to get myself involved in that world, but you've just dumped me in it, so yeah, cheers for that.
You got that. Obviously the Winter Olympics have been going on.
Yeah, been watching it. Another first positive doping test.
Yeah. Well, what I thought was a bit mad about this is there's a Russian girl, a figure skater. Obviously the Russians haven't got the best history when it comes to...
yeah, you could say that.
When it comes to drugs, but this girl's 15. Now, what that says to me, if she's 15 and she's getting... By the way, I must stress, I don't think she's being done completely, but someone's being done, and they think it's her, but she's still training, she's still preparing, but they think she's been done. So she's not confirmed yet. But what strikes me most is she's 15. This isn't the first time they've given her these drugs.
No.
So her body is still growing, still developing, and like yet she's just been like an animal, just like you are doing this. You know, it's like
what say can you have at 15 years old?
That's what I mean.
It's impossible.
And what are these drugs doing to your body at 15? And it's fucking mad, isn't it?
It's horrible.
What like governments and organisations are doing to people to get to the pinnacle of their sport in order to showcase their country.
Yeah, Russia's historically, it's like a doping. What they do, it's a program, isn't it?
Well, we've spoke about the book that it's up there, The Russian Affair.
Yeah. In order to get to the... So, if your performance to a certain level in Russia, in order to get on, for example, let's just call it the performance squad, you have to go and see a certain person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that person then needs to be your nutritionist who then, you know, gives you a little way, and then suddenly you're running fucking 9 seconds flat.
Yeah. For a marathon.
Like that, fuck me. Must have had me cornflakes this morning.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's all dark, but are you even surprised?
I was a little at 15. Like you can imagine athletes in the late 20s and 30s and stuff are doing it.
Yeah.
But like at 15,
it's what you get for winning these golds, though, isn't it? Like,
it's mad though how like none of her parents, anyone saying what's the long term effects.
Mate, it's crazy what people will do for money.
And fame and it's fucking mad, isn't it? Mad.
It's horrible, but yeah. It won't be the last of that games, and it won't be the last out of Russia, that's for sure.
On the kind of talk of games and stuff, I don't know how I feel about this. There's a pilot going on at the moment in the Commonwealth Games for esports. Have you seen this?
Yeah, seen it, yeah.
I'm just not into computer games having any place in a sport and atmosphere.
I know. But you can't deny the world that we're going into.
Well, you should be able to.
Can't we? Because Liverpool FC may already have a e-sport team.
Have you seen on Bet365 you can bet on esports?
Yeah, the names are all mad.
How corrupt must that be?
Yeah, just don't press X. Don't pass it. Yeah, it's getting. But it's fucking.
I don't.
Esports will be just as they will be just as big as sport in 10 years.
That makes me sad if that's the case.
But it will.
What, me and you sitting here talking about fucking Joe Bloggs who played this computer game better than fucking Frankie.
Yeah. Did you see fucking Gamer Dog beat this guy on FIFA?
Gamer Dog.
Your mum's back room, XOX beat Gamer Dog 4-0 on FIFA, did you see it?
But that's what it's going to be.
That's the world we're going to. And you're going to get a Commonwealth gold medal for it.
Imagine, right, an after dinner speaker with his Commonwealth gold medal for esports.
How'd you get that?
It's a tough day. I've been up all night playing COD and I had a 9 o'clock start for FIFA. Fucking bad, isn't it?
But it's like what we were talking about the other day about the lad going to F2, isn't it? From the esport background.
Lad, no one's going playing esports FIFA to fucking start for Liverpool.
Football. I bet you every major football team branches into esports.
No doubt,
and has a full squad of Liverpool. So, for example, Liverpool esport players. 100%.
Imagine if they had like the Liverpool squad, the women's squad, and then the fucking esports squad. It was just some little geek on the end of his joypads.
Yeah. But they were,
at the start of the season, photos.
Like, eventually, these kids will be playing the games, and with all this virtual reality stuff, you'll be able to buy a ticket to sit next to them or to sit round them and watch. And
sit in the dugout.
Yeah, and they'll have 700,000 fucking people watching a game. And
paying a £5 a go.
Exactly. That's where it's going. But the fact it's in the Commonwealth Games is a bit of...
I'm not happy with that.
Yeah, it's a bit... if you're a traditionalist like Andy, you're kicking back against that, aren't you?
I think, mate, that's me for me little sporting things. Mate, leaves us with about 20 minutes for you to rattle off boxing and UFC, mate, your specialities.
I love your little sporting. I love the way you just delve across the globe. Find stories. Should have been a journalist,
I just love it, lads. I liked English in school, to be fair. I just wasn't... Just fucking...
Liked English, just couldn't spell.
I like the idea of it. You sent me a great video. Start off on UFC for us, George, because what the fuck? That video.
It's Derek Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that was a strange video, that.
Derek Lewis is a strange man. Haven't you seen this? There's an interview with is it with Joe Rogan? After the fight, and he just takes his shorts off, and Joe Rogan says, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
He goes, "My balls was hot."
I've seen it.
So yeah, so they asked him about his birthday in the fight week interviews, and he just went off about him and his birthday night with his missus, and he had a great time, apparently. Done some shit they've never done before.
What the fuck?
He's either going to be on it this weekend or depleted to death.
What's his missus thinking though when a fella says that?
Fucking true, innit? Oh yeah, it's a bit of a weird... He's a weird guy though, Derek Lewis. No, he's fighting this weekend, Shuey. Taito Ivasa.
Is he, yeah?
Bang out.
Is he the one that's done the flip, Lewis?
No, he looks like him, no.
Yeah.
Just Barnett, yeah. No, but Derek Lewis, yeah. So Derek Lewis has the most knockouts in UFC history.
Does he?
Bar anyone.
Not surprised. Have you seen the size of him?
Yeah. Black Beast.
Massive.
Beast, mate. That's his name.
The Black Beast. I want the other fella to win then if he takes his shoe off.
Who, Taito Ivasa?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Ty's one of these fighters. He was sort of not like a nearly man, just sort of in the sort of like win one, lose two, win one, knock someone out, get beat, sort of that stuff. But he weren't taking his career seriously at all. But he's now moved to the I don't know if it's Dubai, Abu Dhabi, somewhere like that. And he's based himself over there, and since that he's just rattled off knockout victory after knockout victory. And then Derek Lewis, mate, he only gets beat by the best in the division. And for Ty to go from where he was to where he is, it's a fucking big jump, like. Because
I'm getting the feeling you don't fancy his chances.
It's heavyweight, isn't it? I mean, this is not going a distance. I don't know what odds you'll get for it, to be honest. I don't think you'll get any sort of odds for it. But I think Derek Lewis was 4-5 to get the KO, TKO. It definitely will not be a submission, I'll tell you that. But that's what caught my eye earlier this week. But you can't rule any of these out, mate. Like, this is a shootout, and if you've only just come to UFC or whatever, this is what you want to be watching.
Yeah, it is just for hopefully the celebration.
Yeah, because last week, I know we touched on it. Shavkat Rakhmonov, who we were speaking about, won after. So that was the first bet we won. Obviously, no, sorry, we won the distance fight. Then we were Eubank. Then we won Shavkat by knockout at evens. But then, oh my god, mate, I watched the main event last week. Jack Hermansson, Sean Strickland. The most boring fight I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, I've seen a few reports being like it was a bit...
So then obviously when you look to this week, you'd think this has got a lot of fights where it's not going to be boring, and that's just top of the list. Then the main events, obviously had the same.
Can't wait for this one.
There's Robert Whittaker. You're in, yeah?
Yeah. Only on Robert Whittaker because he fought Till, didn't he?
Yeah. So obviously Robert Whittaker lost the belt to Adesanya the day I got married, actually, 2019. And
your missus will be made up, you remember that?
I watched it.
Did you? should we consummate the marriage, babe? But now the UFC is on.
Middle of the day as well, I was like, that's a tickle. But yeah, so he lost it to him, but then he sort of went away and was like, that could be me sort of thing. He's done so much in his career. He's only I think he's younger than Adesanya, mental, but he's done so much in his career. He'd had bad injuries. He had like a collapsed bowel at one point, and he's had some rough injuries, but then he just sort of went away, and then after that it was like sort of announced he was coming back, and then went on this little tear of Till. The other ones he beat, let me get his record up, but Bobby Knuckles, yeah. Love that name, it's a great name.
Bobby Knuckles.
But he's just, so obviously, lost to Adesanya, come back, beat Till Cannonier, who's on the card, and Kelvin Gastelum, who's, went to an all-out war with Adesanya. 3 decisions, but he's just refined his game to the point where, like, he's now bringing something different from the first fight. He's much more well-rounded now. Obviously got the power, but he was like a really high-level wrestler back home, but just abandoned it when he was coming to the UFC because he was not going to...
Has he got a chance, though?
I think he has, yeah. I'm backing him.
Really, yeah?
I'm backing him. I said I'd put out on Monday, just so I had it, just in case it happens, but I don't know, I think Adesanya is obviously... I think he's the best middleweight in the world, genuinely do, but then obviously he went up a division, got beat, and then he had a decision over Marvin Vettori. I do think it's weird, because I think Adesanya is the best middleweight in the world, but something about the timing. I just think if Whittaker can bring a similar game to what he did against Till, where he is mixing it up and tries to get Izzy on his back, doesn't just go for the one big shot, I think he can take it by decision. So I'm nailing me prediction down that Bobby Knuckles is the new UFC champion by Sunday morning. Doggy is 9 to 4.
This is a Sunday morning. I'm looking forward to waking up and watching the UFC.
Back. Yeah, get your phone on airplane mode, mate. Don't let no one.
Yeah, like you did the other week.
Yeah, don't let no one ruin it for you. So yeah, I think people have sort of said this is a tough week for the betting sort of in the UFC. But I'm quite I've got a few, I think. I went 2 for 2 last week.
You're gonna share them with us, like?
I am. So obviously, Whittaker, I'm just going to go outright 9 to 4 single.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with risks because that's the top of the 3. So don't cry if you lose that one. I think Derek Lewis will knock Tai Tuivasa out 4 to 5. And then there's a woman on the card called Roxanne Motherfury, who is, let me get a record up, but this is her last ever fight. But she is a legend of women's MMA. Don't know if you've ever seen her, but she's got like glasses and stuff. I'm pretty sure she's an English teacher, but she's been fighting since, mate, honest to God, she's been fighting since she's 39. She's just a legend. She's 25 wins, 19 losses. The happy warrior. She's like she got the best energy that you could ever see, just like a proper good woman. But so this is her last fight against Casey O'Neill, who's on a bit of a tear. And I think she will get. She knows how to go the distance in a fight. I think Casey O'Neill's still learning. This is a bit of a scalp for her to be Roxanne Motherfury's last fight. And I think Casey O'Neill's evens to win by decision. And I think that's a good bet as well. Mm-hmm. And then, so that's 3 bets in it.
You are on a roll, aren't you, to be fair? So
4th bet is... Oh, mate, I have dreaded... I've been practising this name in the mirror.
That's how much he loves the Sportcast.
Nasrat Haqparast, right? I've got it. I'm not saying it again, so if you don't want to know his name, just go back. He's fighting Bobby Green. Why can't he be called Bobby Green? But he's 11 to 10 just for the win. So a slight short outsider. That is my bet of the week. So if you just want one bet and you don't want to be bouncing around, that's my bet of the week. The other 3, play as you will sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's my bet of the week, and I'll come back and he will have won next week, and we'll talk about why. But
we'll dine on that.
I'm not saying his name again.
I just smashed it last week. A few people asked me about my footy bet as well. Didn't want to touch on it with being FA Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But that's but to be honest, when we started, we were a bit. So we were putting bets up every week. Some were winning, some were losing. But we were on the right side most of the time. Yeah. But, just being more particular with it.
I will be posting a footy bet. It'll be in the bio. So once I've had a good look at this weekend's footy, I will post mine in the bio.
So that's the UFC for this week. I feel like we bounced around that. Don't know where I was going with half the things I was saying, but yeah, there's a couple of bets there. It's a great card. Fancy a couple of upsets. It's about 3 a.m, so most people watch it Sunday morning, but yeah, enjoy. It's got a crowd as well, Houston.
Nice.
What it's about. And then over to the world of boxing. Now, so we touch on... Should we have a chat about Eubank or...
Yeah, well, there's the Eubank, and then there's also the news closer to home with
Probellum. Yeah, Peter and Joe have signed, haven't they? The McGrail brothers.
Yeah.
Rocky Fielding, I think, is about to sign, if I'm reading between the lines, because he's on that. They've announced the card in Liverpool on April the 23rd or 22nd.
Was it, yeah?
Friday night. So, yeah, that's got Paul Butler in the world title fight at the top. The McGrail brothers, Rocky Fielding making his return. But, yeah, they're making some moves,
I was going to say that, they're making moves, yeah.
I don't know the origins of them really, but obviously they're based in Dubai. They've got after Nick Pete's in there quite heavily.
Paul Smith's in there as well.
Smith's in there. Sam Jones, who was sort of Joe Joyce's manager, he's like the promoter, so to speak. Yeah, they're making some moves. Be good to see them come to Liverpool. Be good to see obviously Peter fight, Joe fight. Hopefully there'll be a few more scousers on that card. Like hopefully Jazz is on there.
Yeah.
Rocky,
Luke Willis maybe, checking.
Luke Willis has got a big fight coming up. Don't think we can say it just yet, but
okay,
big fight coming up. So I don't know where it's going to land, but yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he'll be on that card, but he has got a big fight coming up. And yeah, the more promotions that are coming to Liverpool.
Fucking right, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It's boss that they're getting signed up by them, so yeah. What about this weekend then?
Yeah, so but should we touch on Eubank? Should we have a everyone said what needs to be said, only. Do you know what I mean? What happened to Liam Williams' chin? I'll never know. He was getting dropped by jabs.
That's what I thought was mad. When I saw it the next day and it said 4 knockdowns, I was thinking, wow, God, he's going to be getting knocked down, up again, big. The first knockdown I seen, I went, did he even fucking hit him? He was coming backwards and jabbed him, kind of. Maybe I'm being disrespectful to Eubank, but it looked like he was sliding to the left and back and dropped him, and he they weren't big shots. They were not big shots, and, no.
But it's since transpired that apparently Williams cut a load of weight in order to make the weight, but he didn't look like that to me. The weighing and stuff, he looked okay. So I don't know how much of that I believe, if I'm totally honest. He looked okay to me, but punch resistance just gone. But this is a fighter who took shots clean and walked through them. It's not like he's always had a bad chin. Just a bad night.
Where does he go from here?
He signed with Probellum the next day.
Did he?
Yeah.
So he's not that disheartened about it then. He still thinks he can
so I don't know whether places. That was in the books, and then they were going to announce after the fight anyway or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's not giving up, is he? But yeah, Eubank, mate. For the first 4 rounds, he looks like his half fella. He looked as good as he's ever looked.
Yeah, I didn't watch the fight. I just saw the highlights and the knockouts.
From round 4 to about round 10, he didn't do anything. And he was just letting... I'm not sure it was as close as Guy was sort of trying to say, but he let Liam Williams come back in the fight, and you're thinking, if you get this any closer, you're going to fuck this. If you lose this fight, you should never be forgiven. But I remain on the same theory that he's stuck between what Roy Jones wants him to become and what he is. And although at the end he's like, I wanted to punish him, I wanted to drag him. You didn't. You know what I mean? No one wants to do that. No boxer wants to actively go 12 rounds. You don't get paid to do that, do you? You get paid to get in there and get out as quick as you can. And yeah, so I didn't really believe it. But where he goes next is anyone's business, isn't it? Middleweight division's flying. But do you see Ahmed Canelo 85 mil for 2 fights?
No.
With Eddie, yeah. Apparently he's about to sign his own 85 million to fight Dimitri Bivol at 175 in May, and then the 3rd Golovkin fight in September.
I seen talk of the Golovkin fight. Just go through to me the business about this. So that's just Eddie Hearn guaranteeing Canelo 85 mil, and then it's up to Eddie Hearn now to find.
Yeah.
And it's up to Eddie Hearn then to try and find ways of making more than that over the 2 fights for himself.
Pretty much, yeah, from a basic level. Eddie Hearn's basically saying, I see you. My business is seeing you as an $85 million investment. There you go. Leave the rest to us. We'll put you're fighting on this date and this date. Leave the rest to us. You're fighting this person. And Eddie goes about his business as he does, but you know, whether that money's his or that comes from the zone who sign him to like a media deal, because then there's different ways of making money, isn't he? There's, you know, it's a long-winded business, but yeah, looks like he's going to sign with good old
Not
Eddie
a bad
Hearn.
36 minutes, so what's that? 72 minutes work.
Fucking joking, cheating bastard. Yeah, so where are we going now? London, yeah, this weekend. Ali Pally. That's where the boxing is.
But you know what's on last night is in the darts.
What, in Ali Pally?
No, in the Echo.
Oh, is it, yeah?
Liverpool playing Leicester and you're at the Super League, aren't you?
Oh, the Saints are back. Yes.
The darts are on as well, though.
What, darts, footy and rugby league, all within a couple of...
All in one night.
Yeah. We haven't even touched on St Helens.
I know.
Super League's coming into this podcast, I'm sorry.
We can touch on it now, we've still got... We got a few minutes now. Finish off on the boxing then.
Yeah,
we got...
quickly, the card's garbage. Be totally honest with you. It's fucking crap.
Finish off on the boxing, it's shite.
No, it is. Daniel Jacobs was Eddie's signing when he went over to America. It hasn't worked. He hasn't looked great. He's now bringing him over to the UK. I don't know if it's his last fight or something, or the money's run out over there. Facing John Ryder, whose last performance was when he arguably beat Callum Smith. I wouldn't... But if Daniel Jacobs rolls the years back, then he will beat John Ryder quite comfortably. If he's as washed as people are suggesting, John Ryder's got a chance. Personally, don't know if I'm touching it, but if I do, it's John Ryder or no one. You know, it's not a great... Don't let anyone sell you, even me, sell you that this is a good fight or a good card, because it's just not. It's crap. The only decent fight on the bottom, on the undercard, is Felix Cash against Magomed Madiev over 10 rounds. I think Felix Cash is probably as good a middleweight as Britain's got. I'd love to see him fight Eubank. I think he wants to fight Eubank. 14-0, can punch. This Russian kid looks without much power, but looks tough. I think it might be worth taking a little gamble on Felix Cash by points, but again, not really mad on the card this weekend. Obviously, we've got some great boxing coming up, which is annoying because this is...
It's just not this weekend.
Yeah, this is just not this weekend. It's a bit of a... They'll try and sell you that on their own. I'm sure they will, but it's garbage.
Don't listen.
And don't be sold down the river.
Last couple of points then.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Fucking hell, God, yeah. Super Bowl.
And the Saints.
You're going to be watching that? It starts at, I think, 10, kicks off at 11:30, and then goes on till about fucking 6 in the morning.
This is the first one I've been invested in. Found Boss Podcasts. Listening to everything. Chicago Bears are making moves in the off season, but coming. But yeah,
I can't get him. I can't.
Why? You can. Watch the Super Bowl.
Lad, it's on for about 7 hours.
Joe Burrow. You've seen him when he smokes his cigars. Little bastard.
Just not into it.
You will be.
I might do. I will do for the halftime entertainment. By the way, you've seen that.
Yeah.
Dre, Snoop, Mariah Carey.
Yeah. How's she got a gig in that?
Don't know. It is Mariah Carey, innit? Oh no, Mary J. Blige might be.
I don't know who it is.
Some of them.
But yeah. But the LA Rams are in their own stadium, aren't they? Yeah, we've got Odell Beckham Jr., who people will know even if you don't like NFL.
Yeah.
So it's basically the flashy stars against the gritty underdogs. You know where my dough's going. You know where my dough's going. So I'm having a bet to stay up.
I might watch it.
Have a chili cheese dog or something. Some popcorn. Non-alcoholic booze.
Nah, I'll be honest. I'll probably just watch the highlights Monday morning.
You love highlights, but I'm staying up for it. So if anyone's staying up for it, just connect with me.
Slide into Jordan's DMs.
Slide into DMs. Let's talk NFL. But it's hard to talk about that because obviously we're both not as knowledgeable as I'm a fair weather fan or a stand-up fan. You're not into it. So next week, if anything good happens,
I'll try and get into it for next week. Yeah. Super League starting.
This is my world.
Big. I'm a fan of this.
Warrington
Wolves a little bit, but one of their star players who I was kind of a bit pally with on Insta moved to Leeds Rhinos. Blake Austin.
Quality.
And obviously he's
Leeds have got a serious squad this year.
And we're obviously mates with the coach.
Yeah.
Jamie.
He's not the coach.
He's one of the coaches.
Yeah, he works the team, not the team.
Not the head coach.
Yeah. Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's the defensive coach, isn't he?
No, but he signed to Sky to do the...
I've seen that. He's done some previews.
Yeah, what a man Jamie Jones Buchanan is, but...
So that's kicking off this weekend, or tonight,
coach.
sorry. Assistant coach.
Yeah, but he's what a man.
He's a boss fella, isn't he?
Leeds are the sleeping giant and they have invested very well. They took James Bentley off us, not off us, but signed James Bentley from us to build a serious squad.
I'm led to believe Catalan Dragons, is it?
That's who we're playing tonight.
They're going to be the front runners though, aren't they?
Well, they were the front runners till they got to the grand final last year and got their ass handed to them by us.
I think you might get beat tonight, lad.
Don't say that. I can't wait.
I've done my research. Catalan Dragons are fucking coming this
The
season.
underdogs, put your money where your mouth is then.
A tenner.
I want to see a screenshot of...
I'll have a tenner now.
With me? Yeah. There's like that Carragher and Gerrard thing you see. Shaking to his hand.
Oh, by the way, did you see that handshake?
That's what I thought.
The Newcastle thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
I hate that. But, lad, do you know how many times that's happened to me?
What?
The spud in the hand.
Oh, it's horrible. Makes me feel so...
See myself.
Makes me feel so
It does.
cringy.
Do you know, it's happened to me in like meetings and stuff, and I haven't heard anything about the meeting for however long it goes on for, because I just want to get out of there.
Yeah. You've just got the key to that is you've just got to stay strong. If you've done that, just stay that.
Just
stay wherever you are. Anyway.
Do you know the fact is when she pulls around there, she goes and waves at him.
The guy in the middle he just goes like, no, stop.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Saints kick off. We'll be in the grand final winners. We start tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. Yeah, another big season. The Super League.
I want to go to a game with you this season.
Love it. We go to either Wigan or Warrington.
Go to Warrington because obviously then it'll be a bit more. After I've done a little pep talk for them.
Yeah, we'll go to Warrington away. How about that?
Okay.
But but just from a slightly more boring thing, obviously Channel 4 have now picked up the Super League as well. So it's going to be on Channel 4, it's going to be on Sky Sports.
Happy days.
They've got an international deal. They got Adam Hills who does the last leg, the face of it.
Because he plays Warrington Wolves disability team.
Yeah. So
they've asked me to go down, for that.
Have they?
I'm just not really.
Come play for Warrington.
Maybe I might go down anyway.
But the Super League is a sport that I'm going to introduce to the Sportcast more.
Good.
We've got loads of people who like
I'm game for it.
It's the best sport in the world. Best sport to watch as a neutral anyway, because
I agree with that.
You don't even really.
And they're fucking hard as fuck.
I know
as well.
what's going on, but as a neutral, you can watch it and you will have the best time of your life. If you like ale, you can drink at your seat. You can get in for less than 20 quid. You can walk up. You can get tickets. You can take your family, take your kids, do whatever you want. It's just boss.
George got fucking shares in fucking St Helens here, hasn't he?
Do you know what? My love for St Helens and Liverpool is very fucking close. Not as cities, I'm saying. It's like, so for example, if I had 2 tickets like that, I don't know which way I'd go.
Well, as you can see, I'll be at Anfield, as in last night, watching Liverpool Leicester, while you're watching an egg get thrown about.
Egg chasers.
May finish on, because we're up to an hour, finish up on your old man's...
yeah. Here we go. So, the Hollow Ginge will run today, Friday, at Kempton.
Expecting much?
Don't know. Could win, could not. Don't know. But the last run, as I said to you, there was a few things that went on that I can't speak about. But he was ready for that race and he was flying. And he didn't on the day. And nobody knows why. So they've done every fucking test they can. There's no reason for it. There's no reason why he ran the way he did. So
see what happens.
Sending him to Kempton, and I think, speaking to me half fella, it's better ground, quite a little bit of an easier track to run. It's one of them. It's
fingers crossed.
He could win, could not. If you want to follow my loyalty, thank you. But if you don't, then that's fine. But he could win, could not. Just let's see. That's later today. From
the horse's mouth, literally. It's like that.
We're signing off there. That's us.
We started off with a couple of animal puns, didn't we? Letting the cat out the bag and straight from the horse's mouth.
Cat amongst the pigeons. Fucking
cat amongst the Zoomers, right. Nice one for the support. Hope you all have a Boss Friday. Don't forget, if you do like me and Jordan waffling on about all kinds, you can support us on Patreon for just £1 a week. It's the sake of 1 pint or 1 cup of coffee a week.
Do you know what I would say to people to come on Patreon?
What?
Come in. Like, give
us a month.
Yeah, pay the initial £4 and listen to them. And if you think then that the episodes, that the exclusives that we do are crap, then jump out. But they're fucking hilarious, aren't they?
Yeah, I enjoy it. And people enjoy them. Like, yeah.
I'm not saying we're hilarious. I'm saying the questions that come in.
George does think he's hilarious, like, but. Well. But yeah, the support will be great, and the more support we get, the more shows we've got. We've got ideas for a few other things that are taking it on the road, etc. But the support will mean a lot. Don't forget to support our sponsors as well: Health Kick Kitchen, Ver, and Montrex. All the links are in our bio. And have a boss weekend.
Boom.